Very good morning, students. Today we are going to study class 10th Footprints Without Feet book, that is your supplementary book of English, chapter 8, The Hack Driver. This is written by Sinclair Lewis. Let us see first of all about the author, Harry Sinclair Lewis, whose life was 1885 to 1951. He was an American novelist, short story writer, and playwright. He is the first American writer to receive the Nobel Prize in Literature. Some of his famous novels are Hike and the Aeroplane, The Job, and American novel Free Air. Let us see the explanation of the chapter. After graduating with honors, I became a junior assistant clerk in a magnificent law firm. I was sent not to prepare legal briefs, but to serve summons like a cheap private detective. I had to go to dirty and shadowy corners of the city to seek out my victims. Some of the larger and more self-confident ones even beat me up. I hated this unpleasant work and the side of city life it revealed to me. Magnificent means glorious, majestic. Legal briefs are written legal documents. Summons means court order. Detective means investigator. Shadowy means dark, dim. Here, I's narrator gives his introduction that after completing his graduation with honors, he got selected for a job of junior assistant clerk in a very famous law firm. But instead of preparing legal papers like a lawyer, he had to deliver the court orders to various people whom he had referred to as his victims. He said so because in many of the cases he had to face very awkward situations where he was beaten up by them. I even considered fleeing to my hometown, where I could have been a real lawyer right away without going through this unpleasant training period. Unpleasant means horrible, bad. They did so in order to avoid court orders as they had to then comply with them. So the narrator says that he hated his job. He hated it to the extent that he sometimes thought of running away to his hometown where he could work as a real lawyer and not as a mere clerk. So I rejoiced one day when they sent me out 40 miles in the country to a town called New Mullion to serve summons on a man called Oliver Lutkins. We needed this man as a witness in a law case, and he had ignored all our letters. Rejoice means happiness, joy. Witness means viewer, observer. One day, the narrator was very happy to know that he had to visit a place which was 40 miles away from the place where he lived. He says that the town which he had to visit was New Mullion. He had to visit this place in order to serve summons to a man named Oliver Lutkins. Oliver Lutkins was a witness or observer in some case and the firm needed him for that case. But he had constantly been neglecting the letters sent by the law. When I go to New Mullion, my eager expectations of a sweet and simple country village were severely disappointed. Its streets were rivers of mud with rows of wooden shops, either painted a sour brown or a bare of any paint at all. The only agreeable sight about the place was the delivery man at the station. He was about 40, red-faced, cheerful, and thick about the middle. His working clothes were dirty and well-worn. He had a friendly manner, and you felt at once that he liked people. Word meaning? Eager means impatient. Expectation means belief. Supposition. He disappointed means upset. Agreeable means pleasing, nice. When the narrator reached New Mullion, his excitement about visiting a village was washed off. It happened so because the village was not as per his expectations. The streets were in a bad condition as they were full of mud. The shops were also very dull. Everything he saw was full of dullness, making him sad. But then he saw a delivery man who was about 40 years old and was very cheerful. It seemed to the narrator that he was very friendly with other people. This made him like the delivery man, and he referred him as the only person in the village who made him feel nice. It seemed to the narrator that he was very friendly with other people. This made him feel like the delivery man, and he referred him as the only person in the village who made him feel nice. I want, I told him, to find a man named Oliver Lutkins. Lutkins, I saw him around here about an hour ago. Hard fellow to catch though, always up to something or other. He is probably trying to start up a poker game in the back of his shop. I'll tell you, boy, is there any hurry about locating Lutkins? Poker game, a type of card game. It seemed to the narrator that he was very friendly with other people. This made him like the delivery man, and he referred him as the only person in the village who made him feel nice. The narrator went to this cheerful delivery man and told him that he was searching for a man named Oliver Lutkins. The delivery man quickly repeated the name of the person being searched by the clerk. He then told him that he saw Lutkins an hour ago. He also told him that it was not easy to find him there as he was always up to something. Then he told him that Lutkins could be found at fish shop where he played a card game known as poker. He also inquired him about the urgency of finding Lutkins. Yes, I want to catch the afternoon train back to the city. I was very important. It was very important and secret about it. I'll tell you what. I have got a hack. I will get it out, and we can drive around together and find Lutkins. I know most of the places we hangs out. Hag means a horse-drawn vehicle, horse cart. Hang out to spend time doing nothing in particular. The clerk replied that, means narrator, replied that it was very urgent to find Lutkins and he had to go back to the city by the afternoon train. To this, the deliveryman said that he had a horse cart and he would help him in finding Lutkins. He knew all those places where Lutkins spent his free time. He was so open and friendly that I glowed with the warmth of his affection. I knew, of course, that he wanted the business, but his kindness was real. I was glad the fare money would go to his good fellow. I managed to bargain down $2 an hour, and then he brought from his house nearby a sort of large black box on vehicle wheels. He remarked, "Well, young man, here is the carriage," and his wide smile made me into an old friend. These villagers are so ready to help a stranger. He had already made it his own task to find Oliver Lutkins for me. Glad me here means impressed. Affection means love, care for someone. Bargain means to negotiate the price of something. Black Fox box on wheel refers to the horse cart. The narrator was impressed by the friendly and caring behavior of the delivery man. He says that though he knew that he was trying to earn some money from him, but he accepted his offer because he was a very nice man. It was because of his nice and friendly behavior that he accepted the offer, but he cracked the deal at $2 per hour. Later on, the delivery man brought his horse and cart and offered him to sit. The narrator thought of the kindness and helpful nature of the villagers who helped a stranger and took his problem as his. He said, "I don't want to interfere, young fellow, but my guess is that you want to collect some money from Lutkins. He never pays anybody a cent. He still owes me 50 cents on a poker game. I was fool enough to play with him. He is not really bad, but it is hard to make him part with his money. If you try to collect from him in those fancy clothes, he will be suspicious and get away from you. If you want, I will go into Fritz's shop and ask for him, and you can keep out of sight behind me. Urge means be in a debt, an obligation to pay money. Suspicious means doubtful. The delivery man started a conversation with the clerk and inquired if he had to take back his money from Lutkins. He also told him that Lutkins never paid back his debts. He too had to take back 50 cents from him, which he had won in the poker game. The delivery man regretted being a fool who played with Lutkins, though he was aware of his nature of non payment of money. I loved him for this. By myself, I might never have found Lutkins. With the hack driver's knowing help, I was sure of getting my man. I took him into confidence and told him that I wanted to serve the summons on Lutkins, that the man had refused to be a witness. When his information would have quickly settled our case, the driver listened earnestly. At the end, he hit me on the shoulder and laughed. Well, we will give Brother Lutkin a little surprise. Hack driver, the one who drives a horse cart or hack. Confidence means trust, relief, belief. Honestly means yes, sincerely. Later on, he suggested that he not to come in front of Lutkins because his fancy clothes could make Lutkins doubt him and could give him a chance to run away. So he told him to stay behind him as free show. I loved him for him. As the hack driver was working hard for him, he told him the truth behind his search. He told him that Lutkin was a witness in a very important case, but he was not helping them out by giving them the details. That information of Lutkins could help them in solving the case quickly. The driver heard all this seriously and then hit on the clerk's shoulders and said that they would surprise Lutkin by catching him and fulfilling the clerk's purpose. Let us start, driver. Most folks around the here call me Bill or Magnuson. My business is called William Magnuson Fancy Carting and Hacking. All right, Bill. Shall we proceed to Frizz? Yes, Lutkin is just as likely to be there as anywhere. Plays a lots of poker. He is good at deceiving people. Bill seemed to admire Lutkin's talent for dishonesty. I felt that if he had been a policeman, he would have caught Lutkins respectfully and jailed him with regret. Proceed means to begin. Deceive means cheating. Admire means praise, appreciate. Regret means to be sorry. They start their search for Lutkins on their way. The hack driver introduced himself as a Bill or Magnuson and said that his business was called William Magnuson Fancy Cutting and Hacking. The clerk replied in a very friendly way that now he and Bill should begin their search mission. Bill also told him that Lutkins was fond of playing poker and also praised his ability to cheat others. This made the clerk imagine about Bill that had he been a policeman, he would have caught Lutkins in a very respectful manner. Not only this, he would have felt bad to put that man in a jail. Bill led me into fridge. Have you seen Oliver Lutkins around today? Friend of his looking for him, said Bill cheerily. Fridge looked at me, hiding behind Bill. He hesitated and then admitted, yes, he was in here a little while ago. Guess he has gone over to Gustav's or get a shave. Well, if he comes in, tell him I am looking for him. Cheerily means happy, happily. Hesitated means be in two minds, stall. Admitted means confess. Bill took the clerk to Fritz's shop and inquired about Oliver Lutkin. He tried to appear natural by saying that his friend had come to meet him. He did this to make Fritz tell the truth about Lutkins. At first, Fritz was confused, but then he said that Lutkins was there a few hours ago, but he left for Gustav's shop where he had gone for a shave. After getting the information, Bill asked Fish to convey message to Lutkins that he was looking for him. We drove to Gustav's barber shop. Again, Bill went in first and I lingered at the door. He asked not only the Swede but two customers if they had seen Lutkins. The Swede had not, he said angrily. I haven't seen him and don't care to. But if you find him, you can just collect that $35 he owes me. One of the customers thought he had seen Lutkins walking down Main Street this side of the hotel. Lingered means waited around. Swede, a native or inhabitant of Sweden or a person of Swedish descent. Next day, they went to Gustav's shop. Here also Bill went inside the shop first and the clerk waited for him outside. They had to face the anger of the hairdresser because Lutkins had not paid his $35. But one of the customers told him that he had seen Lutkins in the main street near the hotel. As we climbed back into the hack, Bill concluded that since Lutkins had exhausted his credit at Gustav's and he had probably gone to Gray's for a shave. At Gray's barber shop, we missed Lutkins by only 5 minutes. He had just left. Probably for the pool room. At the pool room, it appeared that he had just bought a pack of cigarettes and gone out. So we pursued him just behind him, but never catching him for an hour till it was past 1 o'clock. I was hungry, but I had so enjoyed Bill's rough country opinion about his neighbors that I scarcely cared whether I found Lutkins or not. Concluded means draw the judgment. Exhausted means used up, finished. Pool room, a place to play pool, a betting shop. Scarcely means hardly. As they were about to climb the hack again, Bill guessed that Lutkins may have gone to Gray's barber shop, as his credit limit with Gustav had ended. But when they reached Gray's shop, they came to know that Lutkins left the place just 5 minutes ago. They decided to visit the pool room. Someone told them that he had left after buying cigarette. So their attempts to catch him were all in vain. Almost an hour had passed. It was 1 o'clock in the afternoon and the clerk was hungry. But Bill's cheerfulness and his knowledge of the villagers was so delightful for him that he hardly bothered to find Lutkins. How about something to eat? I suggested. Let us go to a restaurant and I will buy you lunch. Well, I ought to go home to the wife. I don't care much for these restaurants. Only 4 of them and they are all bad. Tell you what we will do. We will get the wife to pack up a lunch for us. She won't charge you more than $50, and it would cost you more for a greasy meal in a restaurant. And we will go up to Bates Hill and enjoy the view while eat. Greasy meals means oily food. The clerk asked Bill about having lunch. He offered to buy lunch for both of them from the restaurant. Bill replied that there were only 4 restaurants and none of them were good. He said that he would get food from his wife. Bill also suggested the clerk to buy a food parcel from his wife as he had to pay only $50, which was far less than the price of the restaurant meal, which was oily and non-tasty. He also suggested that they both go up the Bates Hill, which was a nice place to view while they had their lunch. I know that Bill's helpfulness to the young fellow from the city was not entirely a matter of brotherly love. I was paying him for his time. In the end, I paid him for 6 hours, including the lunch hour, at what was then a very high price. But he was no more dishonest than I. I recharged the whole thing to the firm. Narrator says that he knew that Bill was not helping him because of his helping nature, but because he was earning from him. He was getting paid off for the 6 hours he spent with the clerk, even the lunch hour during which they were sitting idle on a hilltop. He was comfortable with this because his law firm would bear all his expenses, so he felt it to be dishonesty on his own part. But it would have been worth paying him myself to have his presence. His cheerful wisdom was very refreshing to a country boy like me who was sick of the city. As we sat on the hilltop, looking over the pastures and creek which slipped among the trees, he talked of New Mullion and painted a picture in words of all the people in it. While all Anyways, he was happy to get the company of such a cheerful person like Bill. While they were sitting on a hilltop, they saw the beautiful grasslands and the streams flowing through them. For the clerk, they were very beautiful as he was also a villager and did not like the city life much. Bill told him everything about New Mullion. He explained everything and everyone in such a way that he felt like everything had happened in front of his own eyes. Pastures means grassland, creeks means a stream or mulberry tree. He noticed everything, but no matter how much he might laugh at people, he also understood and forgave their foolishness. He described the minister's wife who sang the loudest in church when he was most in debt. He commented on the boy who came back from college in fancy clothes. He told about the lawyer about whose wife could never succeed in getting him to put on both a collar and tie on the same day. He made them all lie. On that day, I came to know New Mullion better than I did the city and to love it better. Bill told him about the minister's wife who would sing so loudly in church whenever she was under debt. This means he was telling him everything and everyone in such a way that he felt like everything had happened in front of his eyes. This means that he prayed to God for her problem. Then there were some college boys who dressed in such a fancy way, and the lawyer's wife who always failed in her attempt to make her husband wear both the collar and the tie on the same day. The narrator says that Bill's knowledge of his village fellows was so good that it made him love the small town of New Million. He says that he knew almost everything about his place, whereas he was not much aware of the city he was living in. Bill didn't know about colleges and cities, but he had traveled around a lot of the country and had had it lots of joy. From his adventures, he had brought back a philosophy of simplicity and laughter. He strengthened me. We left that peaceful scene of meadows and woods and resumed our search of Oliver Lutkins. He could not find him at last. Bill cornered a friend of Lutkins and made him admit what he guessed. Oliver's gone out of his mother's farm, 3 miles north. We drove out there laying plans. Adventures means exploit or event. Philosophy means ideology, beliefs. Meadows means field, pastures. Resumed means restart. Cornered means forced into a place or situation. Bill knew nothing about college and cities, maybe because he never got the chance to visit these places, but he knew everything about the villages and small towns as he had done different type of jobs at these places. He got his ideology of simplicity and cheerful nature as a gift by exploiting these places. He tried to build faith in the narrator that they would surely catch Lutkins. Both of them left the beautiful fields and restaurant their search wishing. At last, Bill forced to admit that Lutkin had run away to his mother's house, which was 3 miles away from New Mullion. So both of them prepared to drive to Lutkin's mother in order to find them. I know Oliver's mother. She is a terror. Bill sighed. I took a trunk out there for her once and she almost took my skin off because I didn't treat it like a box of eggs. She's about 9 feet tall and 4 feet thick and quick as a cat. She's sure can talk. I'll bet Oliver heard that somebody chasing him and he has gone on there to hide behind his mother's skirt. Well, we will try her, but you'd better let me do it. Boy, you may be great at literature and law, but you haven't had real training in swelling. Swearing. Bill told him that he knew Oliver's mother because once he took the delivery of a trunk for her. She treated him very badly as she was angry for not taking proper care of her trunk. He described her physical appearance that he was 9 feet tall or 4 feet thick and compared her quickness to that of a cat. He added that Lutkin must have come to know that they were searching for him, that is why he had run to his mother's place in order to hide himself. He also suggested that the narrator should let him deal with the mother as he doubted that the clerk would not be able to extract the truth from the lady's mouth. We drove into a poor farmyard. We were faced by an enormous and cheerful old woman. My guide bravely went up to her and said, Remember me, I am Bill Magnusson, the carter and hackman. I want to find your son, Oliver. I don't know anything about Oliver. I don't want to, she shouted. Enormous means huge. When they reached the farmland, they found a heavily built, cheerful old lady. Bill went up to her with guts and introduced himself by saying that he was Bill Magnusson and also told her that he was searching for her son Oliver. To this, the lady replied by shouting that she knew nothing about him. Now look here, we have had just about enough nonsense. This young man represents the court in the city and we have a legal right to search all the properties for this Oliver Lutkins. Bill made me sound very important and the woman was impressed. She retired into the kitchen and we followed. She seized an iron from the old-fashioned stove and marched on us shouting, You search all you want to if you don't mind getting burnt first. She shouted and laughed at our frightened retreat. Bill got a, let us see the word meaning, represents means be appointed to act on behalf of or speak for someone. Retired means went inside. Seized means grabbed. Frightened means afraid, anxious. Retreat means pull back. Bill got a bit strict with the lady and said that they had been through tough and confusing things and then introduced her to the clerk by saying that he was a person appointed by the city court. He also said that they had got the legal right to search her house to find Oliver Lutkins. The clerk was happy as he was getting due importance from Bill and even the lady seemed impressed by him. He went into the kitchen and both of them followed her. To their shock, she took out a hot iron from the stove and threatened them to burn. She laughed when they stepped back due to fear. Let us get out of here. She will murder us, Bill whispered. Outside, he said, Did you see her smile? She was laughing at us. I agreed that it was pretty disrespectful treatment. We did, however, search the house since it was only 1 story high. Bill went round it, peering in at all the windows. We examined the barn and stable. We were reasonably certain that Lutkins was not there. It was nearly time for me to catch the afternoon train. Bill drove me to the station. Whispered means murmured. Disrespectful means rude, impolite. Examine means to look or consider a person or place. Barn means outhouse, shelter. Stable means a place where house is tied up. The reaction of the lady was so horrible that Bill murmured to the clerk to leave the place. He agreed that the behavior of the woman was very rude. Yet they managed to search the whole house, including the outhouse and the stable, a place where house is tied. Horse is tied. And as it was a single storied building, they managed to search the whole of it and could not find Lutkins. As the writer was getting late for his train, therefore, Bill took him to the station. On the way to the city, I worried very little over my failure to find Lutkins. I was too busy thinking about Bill Magnuson. Really, I considered returning to New Mullion to practice law. If I had found Bill so deep and richy human, might I not grow to love Fridge and Gustak and 100 other slow-spoken, simple, wise neighbors? I pictured an honest and happy life beyond the strict limits of universities and law firms. I was excited. I had found a treasure. I had discovered a new way of life. While the narrator was heading back towards the city, he did not regret his failure in delivering summons to Lutkins. Rather, he was happy he was still thinking about Bill Magnuson and felt like going back to New Mullion and start his practice there. He felt a certain kind of attachment with all the villagers such as Fridge and Gustak, whom he considered humble speakers and wise neighbors. He imagined a life which was honest, simple, and joyous, which was not experienced by him in the boundaries of his university of law firm. He was so happy that he felt as if he had got some kind of treasure and had found a new life. But if I did not think much about Lutkins, the office did. I found them all upset. Next morning, the case was coming up in the court and they had to have Lutkins. I was a shameful, useless fool. That morning, my promising legal career almost came to an end before it had begun. Shameful, shameful means disgraceful. Promising means hopeful. Though the narrator was not so worried about finding Lutkins, but his firm was very worried. The people got very upset on hearing that he was not able to serve the summons. He was insulted by being called shameful and useless. He felt that it was his last day in the office as his career was about to end. The chief almost murdered me. He hinted that I might do well at digging ditches. I was ordered back to New Mullion, and with me went a man who had worked with Lutkins. I was rather sorry because I would prevent my loafing all over again with Bill. Hinted means suggest. Digging means to till, khodna. Ditches means a drain or trench. Laughing means spend time in idle way. The narrator's chief was very angry with him. He treated him so badly that the clerk felt as if he would murder him. Not only this, he also suggested him that he was better for the job of tilling a drain or something. He was again sent to New Mullion with a man who had worked with Lutkins. The clerk was feeling bad not for what happened but because he would miss the chance to be with Bill. When the train arrived at New Mullion, Bill was on the station platform near his cart. Strangely enough, that old tigress Lutkins' mother was there talking and laughing with Bill, not quarreling at all. From the train steps, I pointed Bill out to my companion and said, "There is fine fellow, a real man. I spent the day with him. He helped you hunt for Oliver Lutkins? Yes, helped me a lot. He must have. He is Lutkin himself." Hunt means search for. When both the narrator and his new partner reached New Mullion station, they saw Bill on the platform, but to his surprise, Bill was talking and laughing with Lutkin's mother, whom the narrator compared to a tigress for her rude behavior. He then told his partner that It was Bill, a nice man, who helped him search for Lutkins, but he was surprised by the answer given by the companion that the man who helped him find Lutkins was none other than Lutkins himself. So, students, this is the story. I hope. Let us begin further. What really hurt me was that when I served the summons, Lutkin, his mother, laughed at me as though I were a bright boy of 7. With loving kindness, they begged me to go with them to a neighbor's house for a cup of coffee. I told them about you and they are anxious to look at you, said Lutkins joyfully. They are about the only folks in the town that missed seeing you yesterday. Begged means to request. Anxious means concerned. Folk means people. The thing that pinched the narrator a lot was that both the mother and the son were laughing at him when he served Lutkins with the summons. Not only this, they requested him to join them for a coffee at a neighbor's house because they were the only people left in the village who had not seen him. Yesterday, when he was searching for Lutkins was riding with him in the back. So, students, this is the story, and its end is quite opposite. I hope you have understood the story. Thank you for watching the video.